Okay, so we've done the moving man FET, and I want to put this graph into our notebook. So we're going to label this a position time graph. And we can see from the simulation there, we would have position on the y-axis. We would have time marching across the x-axis. So we'll label that. And then time in seconds. And so we're just going to mimic this graph that is on our simulation. That's an earthquake. I'm going to mimic the graph that is on the simulation. We'll have 0 right here. Yeah, because you're gonna have to answer the questions about this kind of graph. So we don't need to put any numbers really. Just kind of mimic the graph, and then we're gonna label some of the things that are there. The first thing is whenever we have a horizontal line, we're gonna assume this is actually completely flat. Whenever we have a horizontal line, what was happening? What was the man doing? He was standing still. Or we could say at rest. Okay. So anytime we get a flat horizontal line, this is going to be at rest. Okay. And then we notice right here, this is a very steep line. Okay. And the velocity is really higher there. So we're going to say fast equals steep. We're going to add something to that here in a second. But this line here had kind of a gradual slope. Uh-oh, I said the word. I said slope. And so that is going to equal what? If steep is fast, gradual is slow. Okay, so on this position time graph, we want to kind of realize that just like in the simulation here, the man is on a straight, flat, one-dimensional line. But our position graph tells us about his how fast he's going, where he's standing still at. Okay, so the last thing that we're going to add to this, we're going to write it. Slope equals velocity. Now, some people were a little bit shaken by that, but give me a thumbs up if you're good at slope. Like you remember slope from algebra and you can do this. Slope is we're good at. Okay. All right then. So we might need to practice that for some of us. Some of us are already like, okay, I got this. But we want to remember that whenever we have a horizontal flat line, that is at rest. The steeper the line, that's faster. The more gradual, that's slower. So let's make sure that we have that in our notebook.